WVC, the Waxed here, and this is a contest entry for the channel Wax Ecstatic. Tuku is having a contest for an album. If you could go back and listen to an album for the first time again. And I have the perfect entry. It took no thought whatsoever on my part. If you watch my channel, I'm kind of jazz focused in my vinyl collecting, but I have tons of music that is everything. And one of my favorite bands only put out 2 albums. They came out in the early 90s. And the name of the band, I'm going to show a bunch of CDs because when they came out, I don't even think they put an LP, a vinyl LP out, is a band called Jellyfish. Jellyfish, I think started in Northern California, in the Bay Area. And they only put 2 albums out. But over the years, this is their first album, Belly Button. And this was a reissue that Omnivore did. I think Omnivore put out a ton of their stuff. Just rarities and concerts and radio. And actually, I'm going to show their second album is the one I want to go back and listen to again. But this was a collector's CD set, box set, that came out in the early 2000s with all their stuff, all this nice booklet, crazy. I think this thing goes for a couple $100 on Discogs right now. Crazy, it's just awesome. I don't even know if I want to say they weren't part of the Paisley underground of the early 90s, but actually when I saw them in concert, the 3 o'clock opened for them, and they were part of that. So Omnivore put out this live concert. There they are together. It was mainly 2 people, Roger there and Andy there. There are a couple incarnations. I think that's Jason Faulkner and Roger's brother there, but they didn't stay with the band. And then Omnivore put out this radio interviews and live radio songs that they did. I do have, since I got rid of all my cases and I had a book. Also, there was this New Mistake thing that they did a song. There was a compilation for Nintendo. You can go on YouTube. It's a great song. Omnivore put out a stack of tracks. It's numbered CD, and it's just the songs without the words. But I also have, since I don't have the cases anymore, I also put my original CD in with this Omnivore because there's room. The original Belly Button. Does it say? They had a lot of play on MTV when they first came out. Okay, now we're gonna get to the business. Now here's the funny thing: Omnivore did reissue, I think, their 2 albums on vinyl, but I was late to the party in the vinyl thing. Because I bought both the Omnivore reissues, I do have my original Belly Button stuffed in here. And then the Omnivore reissues just, I think, has a lot of the stuff that's on that fan club box set, plus more. There's I think, actually in the booklet, there's This Girl Grown Up. I don't want to waste a lot of time looking for it. But, okay, so this album. And the funny thing is, I do have the vinyl of Spilled Milk. I was late to the party, and Omnivore discovered a bunch of the Spilled Milk vinyl, but they didn't have covers for it. So this is like the insert. And they pressed it on this nice green vinyl. There's their cover logo. Okay. There you go. Okay, so here's my story. So what they sound like is this album is sort of their opus. If you saw the Bee Gees documentary on HBO, Al.B. Gluten produced this album, and he was involved in the making of a lot of Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. This is like he's like the George Martin to their Beatles on this. This is like such a concept album where virtually the songs play into each other, and joining a fan club, which was the title of the box set here, joining a fan club, is just a crazy Queen-esque song on this album. So let me paint the picture of the first time I listened to this awesome album. I grew up in Washington, D.C. and finished 2 college degrees and decided I'm going to move to Los Angeles. And before I moved out, in between me finishing up my second degree, I came out to visit for a couple weeks to see if LA was for me. My cousin was going to UCLA. I stayed with him, and one of my friends from high school, I stayed with him. And he lived in West LA. And while he went to work, I wandered around by myself finding this town out. And there was an old record store chain called The Warehouse in LA that has since gone. And I heard the new Jellyfish album came out. And I said, I'm going to buy that. I have my CD Walkman, and I'm going to get that. So I walked to the closest record store, wasn't that far, and they had Jellyfish. This is the very copy of Jellyfish there. And spilt milk, more appropriate than the splatter of milk on the CD. This is the very one. I put it in. As I left the store, I unwrapped the CD. Picture a crisp, no, it was LA, it was beautiful weather. Breeze brushing against my face. And I put in the CD, and if you watch one of my videos, God's finger came down out of the sky, reached in, and I was set on fire. Didn't know what to expect. I love Jellyfish. I've seen them live. Their first album was awesome. But this, they went to another level on this album. Wow. It's an experience. And I highly suggest, I think these are out of print now. It'd be hard to get it. I'm sure you could stream it. Their videos are all over YouTube. I highly suggest. I think it says they were originally on Virgin, and then Omnivore released this. I think they lost their deal to put it out because it was a good seller for them. And I hope they do, so I can get my album cover for this one and get the belly button vinyl. But I highly suggest, if you like Queen, I can only compare them to Queen, in concert. They do a lot of Wings song, Badfinger. That sort of power driven poppy rock. It's just, go search them out. It is an experience that everyone deserves to listen to them. So, Tuco, I hope you like that. We share similar names in our channels, so I hope there's a bond there. And I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to be emotional about this experience I had, and success with your channel as it's going right now anyway, and cool with the button making. I can't wait to get the 3 buttons you're making. So until next time, please like, please subscribe, please tell me what's up, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. I'll see you later, and the waxed out.